Hi, everybody. This is Garth here again on the Daily Gratitude podcast show. And today I have with me another special guest, and her name is Kimi Perry. She's also a volunteer with the Gratitude Movement. And with us, she has her four-legged friend, Jack, who's going to be joining in the background there. And hopefully we'll get to hear from Jack. So welcome, Kimi. How are you today?
I'm awesome. How are you, Garth?
I'm great. I'm great. So I I first came across you, Kimmy. I would say probably just over 2 years ago, and one of the things you called yourself was a mermaid, and I thought that was interesting. And back then you had the really colorful braids in your hair, and it was you were always cheerful. And I remember you coming into the gratitude room all the time, and I'm Kimmy, your resident mermaid, and I thought it was sweet and funny. And then there's also something that you did, and we're going to talk about that later. There's a slogan that you have that is now widely used by many people, and probably will be used by thousands of people. But we'll come to that later. So welcome to the show, and tell me a little bit about yourself and how your gratitude journey started.
Well, my as you said, my name is Kimi Perry. I am 55 years young and working on just being more and more fabulous every year. Mindset. I have been on a mindset mission now. Probably, well, I discovered the secret probably around 2008, and I'm a slow learner. Not really a slow. I'm not really a slow learner. I tend to not necessarily bond to the things that I should that are as good for me as I ought to sometimes.
Okay.
So I haven't been as devoted to the teachings, but it's been a slow process. I've been ever since I discovered the secret. I first learned about a slight gratitude practice, but I never really had a daily gratitude practice until I discovered Clubhouse and came across the gratitude room. And I discovered Clubhouse basically from following Grant Cardone from Undercover Billionaire. And I was like, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
he's got the right mindset. I want to learn from people like him. And but at the time, Clubhouse was strictly iPhone, and I'm Android. So I had to wait and wait and wait. And then finally they opened it up to Android. And
Yes, I remember that.
I, I think the very first room I discovered, I think, was Achievers Breakfast Club. And then the second one I discovered was the Gratitude Room. And it was love it. It was love at first sound. I was like, this is my jam. I love this. I love this hole. This is like my little spot for Clubhouse. And I just bonded with it instantly, and I was like, this is my jam. And I just fell in love with everybody that's part of the movement. Just the attitude everybody has, their heart, the just the fact that they want to make the world a better place. Because that's been one
Mm-hmm.
thing. I've always been one of those. Let's just all get along. Let's all just see the good things. I've always had that optimistical spirit, and so um, with the upbringing of a negative Nancy in the background. So it's like that kind of ebb and flow of sometimes I'm super positive and then other times I'm just like, "Arr." So trying to get that flow where I'm in the flow all the time. But gratitude, just finding the gratitude room was just amazing. Just everybody in it. It was healing for me, and I was going through a really rough patch in my marriage
Mm-hmm.
because my ex had just fallen into some habits that were not good for the family, and we'll just leave it at that. And the gratitude room helped me through a lot. It helped me, I like to say it saved his life as well as mine, because I might have committed homicide were it not for gratitude. So,
Well, you said something, and you said it was love at first. Well, you wanted to say love at first sight, but it's an audio app, so it would have been love
listen,
at first sound.
yeah.
You fell in love with the gratitude space at that in that moment. But prior to that, you talked about you were you watched The Secret, and you know, that's when you found out about gratitude. So I'm curious as to what was your life like before you found gratitude, in contrast to what it is like now. What was it like before?
Well, I mean, I can't really say I didn't have gratitude in my life before at all, because I mean, I grew up, you know, I went to church and stuff. So, I mean, we have gratitude in church and stuff, but I just didn't understand the nature of the meaning of gratitude and what it is. Not just the uh, thank you, Jesus, for this. Thank you, you know, it's more of the emotion of getting into, you know, the actual practice of gratitude. I mean, I've always had that attitude all my life of
Mhm.
I've just got it so much more fortunate than so many other people have it, because being a Navy brat, my dad had gone to other countries, and so I was exposed to more than a lot of people in the U.S. get to be exposed to at a younger age. And I was an only child, so I was always around adults. So I um I learned kind of early on to have an optimistical kind of way of looking at things, and I had a bit of a gratitude thing. Just I didn't embrace it as an actual practice
Okay.
until the
So
gratitude movement.
so
Until the gratitude movement.
what do you remember that moment when you actually consciously realized that gratitude was something significant? Do you remember that moment where you were like, wow, you know, being grateful all the time has really changed something in my life, or I feel different? Do you remember that time?
Probably about couple weeks, a month into doing it every day, because once I discovered the gratitude room, I
Mm.
pretty much made it a commitment to make it a daily practice. I was like, let me do this, make it a challenge to myself, and commit myself to something. I've always had a fear of commitment, so
Okay. Yeah, you
I was
committed
like,
to gratitude.
I did, I did,
So
I
much for
did.
that. So much for that fear.
So it's done wonders. Like I said, it saved my soon to be ex-husband's life, because if it wasn't
Mhm.
for gratitude, I'm seriously, I may have very well have homicided him, um, but I didn't. So because gratitude,
Okay.
it made me appreciate. And plus, it's introduced me to so many other, being in the gratitude space has just introduced me to so many other concepts, people that have just empowered my life and improved my mindset, and just amazing people that come to the gratitude room. We have just the most amazing speakers, and
So
just
give me an example of a person that came into your life that maybe was unexpected, and that because of gratitude, this individual like had an impact, or you had an
Glenn,
impact towards them.
I say, well, for Glenn Morshower is one of the speakers that he it brought a lot of really good aha moments
Hmm.
to the stage. And I actually was a uh, member of his little extra mile class for a while there.
Okay.
Um, and just his wisdom is just really, really good. And I enjoy hearing just the things that spew from him, because he just comes up with so many gems,
Yes, he
and I
does.
love it. And I aspire to be like him when I grow up. Oh, but then again, I say I'm never going to grow up, so it's like one of those double-edged
One
swords.
of those things. So,
I have
so
Peter Pan syndrome.
okay. Well, if you were to grow up, what would that look like?
um, I want to be wise. I want to spread just kindness and love to everybody, and just be
Hmm.
that person that people, go to for advice, or, what do I do to, how do I fix this? Think,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just, I, I'm good at that. I think you're helping me think of career mind stuff here.
Well, I
Um,
can tell you, it looks like you light up when you start thinking of that, becoming that person that someone would want to come to and talk to, and I know for a fact that people do come to you.
True.
So that is wonderful. So there's this, I mentioned it in the beginning. There's this thing that you came up with one day, and I don't know, one day you just started using it.
Oh, I stole it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I
It was a
I had it
meme.
first with you, and you would end all your shares, and you would say, if people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason. And then you would name all the people that are present in the space with you in that moment in the room, and you would say all their names. And what was the thing that brought that about? Because I mean, no one else says it now. They all say it because you have said it, because it triggered something in them. But what was it for you that took you to the point where you said, I'm going to use this, I'm going to say this?
You know what? I've always been a big proponent of the all you need is love kind
Right.
of, that the Beatles grazed me, imagine, and all you need is love. And those are the kind of, so it's just wanting to let people know that they are loved, whether or not they realize it, and let them know that, hey, you're special to, me, whether you know it or not. And I just want to acknowledge that in people,
Mm-hmm.
and hope that I can spread it to where more people do that kind of stuff. Because the more people do that, the more people will love each other, and the more kinder, better world we'll have, and we can all just get along and be happy and love each other, which is
Yeah.
kind of like what I'd like to see the world be: a kinder, loving, more gentle place, which is
Yeah.
kind of what I see the gratitude movement doing.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that when you share it, when you say it, and then you hear other people saying it, it just resonates in such a powerful way. So now that you've been using it for this, it's got to be at least over a year now. You've been using that saying. How does it feel when you hear other people sharing that, or
I
that
love it.
they,
I
huh?
love it. I love
You,
it.
you love it, all right?
I love it.
Because it could eventually end up on a T-shirt. You know that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's probably already out there on a shirt somewhere because it was on a meme. I stole
Yeah.
it from a meme. So
Okay. All right, and so that, so now I know the history of where it came from, but it's something that really has resonated with people, because one of the things that gratitude does is it instill love into you. It makes you start to get to a place where you just want to forgive others. I mean, I think it was earlier interview, our guest was really talking about gratitude brought her to forgiveness, and I see that happening a lot. And so, what are some things that you want to do as a result of this gratitude practice that you have now?
well, just being more conscious of, other people. I used to be a whole lot more in my head. I'm still in my head because that's
Hmm.
just the way I am. But just
Okay.
being more conscious of how other people, that not everybody thinks like me, and just giving more grace to other people, having more patience for other people, and just being a kinder, better, gentler human in
Okay.
general.
Kinder, gentler human. Okay. And so, what if you were going to tell someone about gratitude, and you wanted them to try it out? What would you say to them?
Well, I would probably ask them, what would you have right now if you woke up with what you were grateful for yesterday? Think
Okay.
about that. I'd ask them that question and ask them, just think, how many things would you have? What would you have? What possessions would you have in your life if you had only what you were grateful for yesterday?
All right.
And
Hmm.
make them think on that. And I think that's a really, really, really good preface to make people start thinking, oh gee, I wouldn't have a roof over my head. I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be breathing. I wouldn't have any family. I wouldn't have any friends. I wouldn't have food, those kind of things. Makes you think.
It sure does, and it's actually a great question, because it actually makes you stop and think, like, what can you be grateful for right now? Like,
Exactly.
what's happening in your life? So I think it's a brilliant question. And in addition to that, is there anything else that you would ask that person? Or
And
you?
just, what are 3 things you're grateful for right now?
Okay.
Just start with 3. Make it simple.
Keep it simple. You know, one of the things when I first started my gratitude practice, it was I could only come up with two things, and that was I was grateful for hot water and scented soap because I didn't have a hot water heater. There was no electricity, so I had to use a generator. So I was just glad I could take a shower. I never even thought about a hot water heater before. So yeah, it sometimes it is simple. So my next question is, what does gratitude mean to you? And I'm going to put that up so our viewers can see that.
Oh
What
my
does
gosh,
gratitude mean to you?
gratitude is like life to me now. Gratitude is the air I breathe. Gratitude is in just the sunlight in the sky. Gratitude is the leaves on the trees.
Mhm.
It's everything to me. It's life.
Okay. It's you know, when I listen to you share, sometimes you come up with some really unique things to be grateful for, things that most people often, you know, they may think about it, but they don't. If there's one thing I can say that I really appreciate and enjoy about you, is that you are not too concerned about what others are thinking. You're very much into what you want to say and how you want to say it and how you want to experience it. And so I appreciate that. And that I think that as you grow and you become more in your essence, you're able to just be free and be able to be grateful for what you want to be grateful for. So with that question, what does gratitude mean to you? What are some of the things that you see in the future for yourself?
Well, hopefully, just in continued growth, continued mindset shifts, more more activity in the gratitude space. I like to see the gratitude movement grow, and I would love to do events where we can actually do live stuff. And if you ever have to have a face of gratitude and need somebody for interviews, hey, I'll be glad to throw my face in the ring. If you can't do it, I'm glad to. I am, because I am just overabundantly overjoyed with gratefulness for where this is going and where we've been and where we can go. And
Hmm.
it's just, I'm just tickled pink with where the possibilities are right now.
Did you ever think that you would be doing what you're doing now with gratitude, and did you ever think that you would ever come across something like the gratitude movement?
I I mean, I'd never had a finger. I always knew I'd be a part of some greater good. That's just always been. I've always had some driving need in me to make the world a better place. So I didn't know what it would look like or how it would, how it would look, what the shoes I would wear would be. But now that I'm here, I'm like, hey, this fits just right. And the gratitude movement's a great way to get humanity into a better place.
Yes.
We're raising the we're raising we're raising yeah, let me get untangled. We are raising the vibration of humanity one gratitude share at a time,
Yes,
because
you are.
every single gratitude share that we hear on the room. Shh, Jack, don't bark at the others. Don't have no monkey see, monkey do.
All right. Jack
Dogs are
Jack wants
barking
to be a
outside.
part of the conversation.
He's a good boy, though. He listens. He's a good boy. Yes, himself. He likes to give puppy kisses. But I'm just super excited for where we're going to be taking this movement. It's going to be in government, schools. We're going to be making the world a better place, and I'm
Yes,
part of it.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, and it's a beautiful community that you know, for anyone who wants to participate in something that's greater than yourself, something that you want to contribute back to your community locally, or even if you want to contribute to a global community, the world. Our mission at the Daily Gratitude Movement is to impact every life through the power of daily gratitude, and it's something that we have evolved to, and it's something that if this is something you feel resonates with you, you know, feel free to check out our website and come join us. We're happy to have you. So so yeah, it's gratitude is something that I didn't even know existed up until we're now in my 5th year now, 5 years ago. And it's unbelievable. I had an intellectual understanding of what gratitude was, but I didn't know what it was like until I practiced gratitude. So my next question for you, was there a specific moment, and I know I've asked you this question in different ways, but there's a moment in time when something happens in our life, and all of a sudden we say, oh my God, like I'm gonna be this for the rest of my life. So I give you an example. The day that my lights got turned back on after no electricity for 100 days, I remember coming back into the house and standing in my kitchen, and the lights were on, and I was looking around and I was thinking to myself, I got a beautiful kitchen. The fridge is back on, the music is playing, the TV is playing, all the things that I really didn't take I took for granted. And after 100 days, I said to myself, I will always be grateful for the rest of my life. And that was the moment that I totally, completely committed to gratitude. Do you have a similar experience in your life?
I can't think of a particular time or day other than I think just when I first discovered the room and I was like, daily gratitude.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And from that point, I committed. And then once I was made a mod, it was like, this is my religion.
Okay.
Gratitude is my
So
religion.
what was it? What was it about the room that pulled you in on a daily basis, and what did it mean to become a
Um, just the energy, everybody that has their different perspectives,
Mhm.
um, just people from all over the world connecting, all sharing gratitude. While we all have different things that we're grateful for, we still all have the same basic things that we're grateful for,
Right.
and just having that. I love that we have people from like all around the world that are such frequent guests. We've got Mr. Ming in Malaysia,
Hmm.
and we've got so many people that are in India, and we've got people just all over the world, and it's just amazing to me that we get to connect um, right right there at the same time and just talk about everything that we're grateful for. And it's as we do that, it's just making the world that much better because it
Yeah.
does. It's that frequency thing, and we're raising the vibration and just feeling that. It's a feeling I get in my heart that's just I love it.
You feeling that you get in your heart. And the community, you talked about the community. It is a loving space. My hallucination is that the community is such a loving community. You come in and you share your gratitude, and all of a sudden someone gives you feedback on your gratitude, and all of a sudden you feel acknowledged, like someone
Yeah,
actually sees me or hears me. In our case, they hear me. Now in this podcast they see me, but someone actually sees me and appreciates what I share, or they can identify with some aspect of what I shared. Isn't that incredible?
it is. It is. And just and I love how we're getting all around the world. We are literally all around the world, and it's making the world a better place. We're connecting just with just people you never thought we'd be able to connect with,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. Just absolutely thrilled with where it's going and where we're going as humans. Um, it's just so awesome, and I
And
just
you got a great big old smile when you talk about it, right? I mean, you've been
I
grinning the
do
whole entire time, and
I
it's it,
do.
it's that connection. It's that connection, and I think that's one of the things that makes our community special, is that you actually get to connect, not just in the Clubhouse environment, but outside of the Clubhouse environment that we're creating community. So I've got one final question as we start to wrap up, and you know it. Everybody knows it. It's what we're best known for. It's the only question that we ever ask anyone when they come into the gratitude space, and that is, what are you grateful for? So tell me, what are you grateful for right now in this moment?
Oh my gosh, everything. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for this little lover man right here. I'm grateful for this couch I'm sitting on. I'm grateful for this picture behind me. I'm grateful for whoever took that picture and whoever put it on a piece of wood and so I could put it on put it behind me. I'm
Mhm.
grateful for the people that made the couch I'm sitting on. I'm grateful for the people that built the house I'm in. I'm grateful for the cacao, the brewed cacao, delicious brewed healthy cacao in my cup. I'm
Okay.
grateful for the people that grew the cacao and fermented it and sent it over to the States in cacao nib form so I could roast it and brew it. I
Okay.
am grateful for um, music. I'm grateful for song. I'm grateful for the ability to sing and dance. And I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for everybody that's in our gratitude movement. I love just every heart and soul in our gratitude space. I'm grateful for the fact that gratitude knows no religion, gratitude knows no race, gratitude knows no sexual preference. That's the one thing I am super grateful for. It is for everybody, no matter what your belief system is.
That's
You
right.
can be any religion and be grateful. You can be any color and be grateful. You can be any sexual preference and be grateful. I don't care if you're in love with a turtle. You can still be grateful.
Yeah, and that's one of the beautiful things about our movement and our space, that all are welcome, no matter what religion or belief or lack of belief. And we have it all there. And everyone coming together to share gratitude in a space. It's probably one of the most powerful experiences that I've ever had in my life. And then to be able to take this out to the world, absolutely. So yeah, thank you. And thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for being here and sharing some of your insights into your gratitude journey. And I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for your commitment to the movement and your dedication to the movement. And I'm grateful for all the sayings and all the wonderful things that you do, and for the mentoring that you provide. I love you and thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome.
Jack
And
says
Jack,
thank you
I'm
too.
grateful for you too, Jack. I didn't forget about you. And so thank you for being here. And so this is we're at the end of our show, and you can catch us on our YouTube channel. And weekly I'm going to interview or guests and our moderators and people in my life that have an experience with gratitude, and have them share about their journey and their experience with gratitude, because gratitude is that one thing that can take a bad day and make it not so bad. It can take a bad moment or a not so great moment and have it be something that's wonderful. You can have a loss in life and find gratitude for that person and have it not be as sad as it normally would be. So gratitude is a thing that helps with many, many, many things. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.